My name is Andrew Serrano. My presentation is about climate change. Climate change is greatly affecting us around the world and here in Monterey Bay. The main problems I found were gas emissions, rising temperatures, extreme weather like droughts, and rising sea levels. My first main point is about gas emissions. According to a picture posted by the EPA, also known as the Environmental Protection Agency, about 80% of the gas emissions in the atmosphere are carbon dioxide that came from the burning of fossil fuels. And the common fossil fuels are known as coal, oil, petroleum, and natural gas. Also, according to the EPA, 80% of the gas emissions in the air are 80% carbon dioxide, 10% methane, 7% nitrous oxide, and 3% fluorinated gases. The things that contribute the most to gas emissions are transportation, which are 29%, electricity at 25%, industry 23%, commercial and residential things at 13%, and agriculture, which comes at 10%. With all the gas emissions in the atmosphere, they trap all the heat and allow very little heat to escape. That leads to my next topic of rising temperatures. Rising temperatures, according to Rebecca Lindsay, a senior science writer/editor, and Luann Dahlam, an educational specialist, 2020 ranked the second warmest year in the 141-year record for the combined land and ocean surface, and land areas were the hottest on record. Also, in the same article, it was mentioned that since 2005, 10 of the hottest years have been recorded, and since 2014, 7 of them have occurred. Also, I saw they had data that over the past century, the Earth has been warming up at a consistent rate over the years and have also contributed to droughts because there's rising temperatures and that leads to less rainfall, and it puts pressure on agriculture workers and owners that they have less access to water, which is a vital necessity for crops to grow, and without food there's less food for people to eat. And also rising temperatures contribute to the melting of ice caps, which leads to my next topic of rising sea levels. Rising sea levels, they're in California's coast in many ways. One thing being that would flood the inland and would damage public infrastructure, putting pieces of land underwater like fields and cities. Also, it would add to erosion. It would damage houses, hospitals, food and supply stores, and allow less transportation. Floods can also destroy natural resources and habitats and land for agriculture. This affects Monterey Bay because most of the land around the area is fields, and those fields contain rich soil for crops and allow more crops to grow easily, and damaging that would allow less crops, which would mean there would be more of a lack of crops and food for the world, and within the next, and possibly within the next 2 decades or more, parts of land around the Monterey Bay could be underwater, and without that land we can't grow crops. And since 1880, the sea level has risen 8 to 9 inches, according to Rebecca Lindsay. And in my presentation, I have gone over the problems that are happening now and how they could affect us in the future. And the problems were gas emissions, rising sea levels, droughts, and rising temperatures. It's crazy how much climate change is affecting us right now and how much it could do in such little time as a result of humans.